Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So we are working on DLC again. So we're going to go right into the main quest line, but I have to go all the way over here so I can fast travel. What's going on, Albert? Been a minute. Had a very busy weekend. What now? How come it's taking forever for stuff to pop up on my chat? Jonathan Bow, what's going on? John says, run, don't stop. That's what we're gonna do. Look at that mega jump. So, in bits and pieces, and mostly in the middle of the night, I've been doing little side questy kind of stuff. Let's chase whoever this is on the road. Nothing major, just like little monster hunts and stuff like that. And Albert says my exam went fine. Good, man. Good to hear it. So that's a little less stress in your life. But yeah, so I traveled around. I was hitting a lot of these spots where there were question marks and whatnot, and mostly monster nests and stuff. And then I was realizing that some of them were also parts of side missions, and there was a couple of the side missions that I'm like, I should not be tackling yet. There's one where it was like level 48 or 49 or something, and yeah, I was definitely not able to handle that. I had to kind of leave it alone for a while because I barely survived a couple of run-ins with these crazy... What the hell were they? They were like these, I don't know, these wild insect kind of things. But they were kicking the snot out of me, so I decided, you know what? We'll wait till we get up a higher level before we go back and mess with them. Your grade scale goes... I don't understand that grade scale at all. So, alright, so you're saying -3, that's like failing, and then 12 would be like perfect? Am I following that right, Albert? So you're at the higher end of the scale then. That's good, man. Well, congratulations. Incidentally, I'm guessing everybody has watched the Bethesda Fallout 76 reveal with Todd Howard yesterday. What? Oh, these goddamn things. What's really annoying is I can't seem to jump in combat, so I can't just run up and kill these things. Oh, ghouls and these damn plants. What a fun combination. Alright, you're all dead. Everything dead? Good. Good lord. I was trying to talk about Fallout, damn it. So yeah, so anyway, the big reveal was yesterday for Fallout 76, you know, showing all kinds of details of it, and gotta say, I am absolutely stoked. What is that? What are you? Oh, it's a panther. I don't want to kill a panther. You keep to yourself, panther. I don't want to fight you. Oop. Alright, so there's a cave over here, technically. Hold on, let's have this conversation here. But, yeah, so anyway, the whole, Fallout 76 thing looks absolutely awesome. Like, that game is going to be incredible. I really can't wait to play it. Like, not just that it's a new Fallout game, but it's like, you know, you can play with your friends, and man, this looks awesome. God damn this thing. Alright, are you all dead? You done now? Stupid plant monster. Who else wants to jump out at me? Had to adjust my mic. But I know I got my son and several other people that are all looking to clan up and explore the wastelands together. It's going to be pretty freaking awesome. Alright, so let's meet Regis.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
Yeah, we know what the other way is. We already saw it. I mean, I think it's pretty goddamn clear that this is it. Am I supposed to... I mean, I'm gonna jump in there, but am I supposed to examine it? No, I guess not. Okay. Alright, hold on. So these plants are supposed to be cursed. So let's... Oops. Let's put the cursed oil on there. Albert says, I have to go, but when I get back, can you tell stories from your life? Sure. You can ask me stuff like that I don't know exactly what you want. Oh, no. That's not exactly what I was expecting. That's not cursed animals, these are insectoids. Alright, hold on. Let's put the right thing on there. Yeah, when you get back, you can ask me specifics about like what kind of stuff that you wanted to hear about. It's always cool with me, man.
Kiki Moors.
Yeah, I'm sick and tired of these things. These sons of bitches, they suck. And these are just the workers. These aren't even the warriors. The warriors really blow. Ghost stories. I don't have that many ghost stories. I think I told them all several times. Oh. Well, speaking of the warrior. How long will it make me win? Hate these things. Hate them. Hate them. Thank you for dying. Appreciate it. What did I miss? Oh. Wait, I don't think I looted the things that were over here. No, I didn't. And this was important.
Decaying bones. Kikimores must have tunneled into the grave.
Yeah, evidently. Kikimores. Ah, Geralt and his famous tripping routine. Alright. Well, I guess I found where I was supposed to go.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
Weird.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
So, strange thing though. So Dettlaff had his hand chopped off. Now they're all going after him because he's, quote unquote, he's the beast. But if he's the beast, then who chopped his damn hand off? And why did the Bruxa have his hand? Like, that's all weird. Okay, what do you want to use the hand for?
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests.
Huh.
It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Huh.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. to remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires. There's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Well, let's face it. We know we're going to have to do that eventually. We're going to brew the decoction, somehow it's not going to work, and we're going to have to summon whatever this other thing is.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant.
What?
Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Twitch fingers. Yeah, yeah, Twitch.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless. So, perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Need a nap instead. Let's drink.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask you directly. It seems a test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
I can ask him all these things.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise. At first, I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Dettlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon. enjoying my neighbour's respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
That's a sore subject.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after.
So exactly how long has it been? You know, the way he talks about it, like the adventures, you know, with Cyrilla, it makes it sound like it was a long time ago. And we know that, you know, Geralt is already super old and many, many, many years can pass and he's not going to look any different. So I wonder how long, like how much time has actually gone by. So what's it like being dead?
Gotta ask you the big question, one everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Dettlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
It's actually really good philosophical stuff that they're talking about.
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start, blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
Apparently.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Huh.
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Ooh. Ooh. gonna say yeah, because he's been pretty damn good at his role, right?
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a Witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. Like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a Witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Story's great. Even like that conversation, and I like this about the game. Even like that conversation that we just witnessed. I like that kind of stuff because it's building up, knowledge of who our character is and who the people in the, the other NPCs, who they really are.
Even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived, entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence? Or are they related?
Can't be a coincidence.
Professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Interesting.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Read the bestiary to learn more about spotted whites. Well, we're going to do that, of course. What new necrophage did I encounter? Oh. Spotted whites. The best defense against spotted whites, stay calm and leave them alone. Fragment of a treatise on spotted whites by Roderick Gilligan. Spotted whites were a subspecies of white that which blah 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 blah. Blah. Spotted whites were a subspecies of white which the Witchers drove to extinction. What a sentence. They were larger than their unspotted kin and owed their names to their numerous blotches and effusions. Spotted whites would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, yet at times took to living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. When not disturbed, spotted whites would not act aggressively. If threatened, however, they become very dangerous indeed. In the colder months or when faced in an unseasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said the Witchers found a surefire way of besting them, based around a careful casting of the Yrden sign, or at least so claims Witcher's lore. And we have regular whites. Okay. What was the new relic that I ran into? Spriggans, that's what I ran into. The old Spriggan. Alright, so. There we go. Well, let's look for this thing. Run, Panther, I don't want to have to kill you.
Lost your nerve?
Oh, god damn dog. I don't want to kill wolves either, but you guys not leaving me much in the way of choices. Alright, you all done? Can we stop killing the wildlife? What are you doing? Alright, so let's run. Run. I could take my horse. I could take... Oh, you know what? What do we have here?
Dressings, bandages. What's that about?
What happened?
The dressings, bandages, where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
Probably.
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. It's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... why did he don it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Well then, we got ourselves a little bit of a
Wait,
distraction.
I will come with you.
It's not a good idea, dude. Alright, come on. Come along and die.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing.
Alright. Extreme cosplay, this is.
Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Must have been here he broke his legs.
Oh.
Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Gate's locked from the inside. Clearly been jostled though. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my back.
That door's opening one way or the other. Oh shit.
Burned alive. Really high-temperatured work here.
Lebioda, thou art my defender and protector. Thou bringest good news.
You don't want to be in here anymore, buddy.
Damn it.
Good gods!
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Apples.
What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
Silver tableware. Elven engravings. Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical.
Well, this is all very interesting.
Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Swords ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Maybe
Burn
birds.
marks. Something catch fire? Explode? Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
More apples. That's all stuff I can read later. Get all the details of it. Okay. Alright, let's go follow the stink. Another charred body.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Well, already something's right there. We can hear it breathing.
Perhaps there's no one inside after...
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamonton de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this, why, it's a first.
Uh-huh. And who are they?
You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were, spirits. It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a two.
What's going on,
maybe.
Julie P?
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you
Oh,
mad?
man.
Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge? The giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
Well, there just happens to be 3 individuals right now. I'm doing all right, Julie. How are you? Taking an opportunity to get a little bit of this game in before I have to start making dinner and stuff. All right, So, can I count on your help?
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through.
I like that Geralt's like, oh, I'm just going to volunteer myself to help out over here and blah, blah. Oh, by the way, I need money. You guys got to pay me. And, yeah, Julie, I completely agree. This game is awesome.
I will stand, or
This is the
rather,
first time I played
sit
it.
in for King Ludovic, upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler, who we must don the costumes. All must be just
Like, this whole
right.
playthrough of it's my first experience with the game. And it's just been amazing from beginning to now. It's been so much fun.
Hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Okay, well, we're fighting some kind of a phantom or specter or whatever, like you said, so let's get properly oiled up. Okay, light the lamps. Alright, well, guess we'll take that shield, huh? Yeah, and it's like, I remember when The Witcher 3 was first coming out, and like the one thing I was like, that game would be cool, but I never played any of the other Witcher games, so I wasn't really in a hurry to get it. And then all I've heard since then is how amazing this game is, how good it is, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And I ended up getting a real good deal on the game, so I was like, you know what? Let's do it. You know, I was like, because I was going to try to maybe either play the other Witcher games first, or at least watch playthroughs of them so I knew what the background story was, but I jumped at the opportunity to get the Ultimate Edition of the game.
Tivetha laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seat-yielding lands.
And like the main game has been incredible, and then both of the DLCs have been just as good, man. It's and actually I think for short stories they may even exceed the main game.
Elfin wine, Gwynnoeth, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him. Long last, the Elfin King grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Draw the Elven's sword and shield. Is that the... I'm assuming is the Elven sword? No? I'm going to guess that's it. Yeah, it's blood and wine. And that's the thing too, like I love vampire lore. Ancient Elven sword. Okay, so that wasn't it. But yeah, like I love vampire lore. And this is just, you know, such a cool vampire related story. Oh. It's a steel sword. It's even better than what I got. Okay, what about the shield? Welcome back, Albert. Kidoki.
Elven king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees.
Kneel
thus
before Doran.
acknowledging his final defeat.
He said kneel before him. Alright, where am I supposed to kneel? Oh.
Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Oh, jeez.
Ah, look,
Whoa.
Look, the statues.
Impossible. God's mother!
They all have an attitude. Everybody run.
Not good.
I'm about to die. That was quick. So, Albert, you wanted ghost stories? How about a ghost of Geralt of Rivia? Once upon a time, there was a man named Geralt, and he died in about 2 seconds in a fight of elves that were turned into statues, and then his life had to be restarted. What the hell? That gave me no chance at all to react. God damn. Alright, well, we'll try that again. Holy crap. And what's funny too is like when you... It gotta be a record. Yeah, Julie, I think that's probably the quickest the quickest anyone's died when those guys come to life. Holy shit. Yeah, I forget what I was gonna say, but good God. All right. Okay, look at that! Look at this! This is madness! What is going on?
Come on, come closer.
Oh, I'm getting it. That's what hit me. All right, hold on. Good Lord! Does it? Wow. I can already see this is going to be one of those fights that... It's going to be one of those fights that's just going to frustrate the crap out of me. God. Julie's saying, I think I'll have what they're having. Well, whatever they're having is kicking my ass. Man. So I imagine what I need to do is I need to very quickly throw Hangman Noose on my sword. And what's funny too is like I was holding a shield. There's no mechanic in this game for fighting with using shields. Oh, that's what I was going to say before. When you're at the, towards the end of playing the main game, like you're so used to, you're so used to, like pretty much like just kicking the snot out of everything because like you're eventually at the point where you're very high level and everything that you're fighting is not quite at the same level as you. But then when you break into this DLC, well, that's a totally different story. It's like, well, yeah, you're fighting all these things that are way more difficult than what you were used to, so it's all of a sudden you're getting thrown right back into the deep end. What is that? Other sword at 100% or something? It is 100%. Alright.
Come on.
Hey, give me a chance here, people. Good lord. What am I supposed to do? Seriously, what in the hell am I supposed to do? God damn. Julie's saying, I've not played this myself yet. Yeah, I'm not. And it's not like these guys are higher level than me. I think they're like the same level. It's like I think I'm like 41 or something, and they're level 41. So, I mean, I understand it'd be a tough fight, but... No, like, seriously, run away is like what I want to do. I just don't know where to go. That's the tough part about it. I mean, being down here is clearly dangerous, but there's, you know, those blasts of fire are coming from all over the place. I really don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. Other than constantly juking and jiving and trying to dodge fireballs. See, look at that. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, I'm getting hit. They're hitting me out of nowhere. Am I safe up here? Okay. Well, let's try this again. Let's, put the old hangman stuff on there. And... I guess grape shot. What's up, jerks? Haha. So I can't fight them unless I'm down here. Oh my god. Screw this. Run, run, run. Wow. Living statue. You living statues suck. I don't know what the hell to do. Because clearly going down there... Yeah, that's the problem. Like, they come at... They surround me. I'm getting hit left and right by those... I'm getting hit constantly by the other things, and, Hey, hold on. But yeah, they're like those fireballs are coming out of nowhere. So I wonder. Do I have anything? I'm sure I don't. Well, does silver damage. This this would take absolutely forever. But I'm knocking some of his. Is his health going back up? Hey, you take that too, you jerks. This is insane. This is completely insane. How am I supposed to combat this? Oh, fighting barehanded. That's intelligent. That's a great idea. Way to dive into the fight, Geralt. No, draw your sword, stupid.
Any last words?
Oh, and he wrote the... What the fuck? This is ridiculous. Not only do they hit you really hard, fire those things at you, but then they disappear when you try to hit them. Alright, one down. Run away. Alright, let's go after another one. Alright, there's another one dead. Slowly dying, everyone's slowly dying. I'm also slowly dying. Run! Geralt, run! Geralt, no. Upstairs. Run up the stairs, stupid. Alright. Now let's hope that water that we drank heals us up. We're just going to chill out here for a moment. No, Geralt, keep that drawn. Why are we still wearing this silly mask? Well. What is that living statue doing in the background? Are they sweeping very aggressively? Are they doing a jig? Because they look rather silly. Alright, screw this, here we go again. That hurt. That hurt too. Stop doing that. Die. You die too. Is that it? That it? Hey!
The sculptures, they came alive.
Yeah, they sure did.
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
Oh, no more rounds.
May know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov.
Thank you.
I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning.
Yeah, good idea.
This Defethov was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782.
Okay.
It's fortunate he did too, as Defethov had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such. Columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical treachery embodied. Elves.
So basically I fought golems just now.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words, they're wrong, Witcher. but I'll not let you leave empty-handed.
Not wrong.
Take this.
Making a point.
Reward.
Farewell.
How much did I get? 300 crowns. All right, well, whatever. Am I enjoying the first time playing this? Oh, hell yeah. This is awesome. What are you doing? What are you doing? Look at this.
You would do best to leave. Resume your path, master.
Okay, well, I would do best to leave, but I'm also curious. I'm just going to assume everything is still locked up and you can't get in. Oh, well, okay, fine. Yeah, that fight sucked, man. Oh my god. I mean, that's fine. I don't want to have like really easy fights to deal with. You know, like what would be the point? Like, oh yeah, you know, cool game. I beat it really fast because the fights weren't that. You know, you want a challenge, and that fight was definitely a challenge. So what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna call Roach because I did get him decked out with some pretty cool looking gear. Look at Roach's stuff. And actually, apparently, I should stop calling Roach a him because Roach is a her. Which I did not know until Geralt made a comment about how he wants her to have a nice stable.
Faster.
So I was like, oh, alright. I didn't know that. And what's funny too is when I first came here to this land, and I saw some of the knights. Wait, what? What are those? They're making weird noises. Hold on, I gotta kill some stuff. But I saw knights going around, and oh, foglets, how I hate them. But they had like that gold armor, and I was like, oh, awesome, you know, like how do I get that armor? I want it, and well, I managed to get it. Shut up, foglet. Oh, so these are two legitimate foglets. Oh, great.
Time to end this.
Yeah, where's your friend? Ah, get your claws off me. Andre Zipper, what's going on? And they're all making a lot of weird noise. So those are just random ass foglets running around. I almost said random ass zippers.
Let's go. Slow now.
And what do we have ahead of us? More foglets. I guess I'll just jump down and do this again. Yes, Roach, I know you don't like foglets. That's why I'm fighting them off the horseback. You die too. Oh, you didn't like that, did you, jerk?
Time to end this.
Ooh, chopped his head right off. Alright, Roach, I'm gonna run the rest of the way. Andrew, I'm doing alright. Doing alright. Had a interesting weekend. So now I'm just enjoying not having anything to do until I go to work tonight, or until I make...
Never a good omen.
Vargas? What the hell are those? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do you play past parts of Witcher? Andrew's asking. No, this is the. I never played any of the older Witcher games, and this whole playthrough of The Witcher 3 and the DLCs, this is the first time I played through any of it. Alright, so are they specters? Vargas. Okay, they're the devil dogs. So Yurden and Axie screws them up. Here, Ghost Dog. I ran into a bunch of these, like when I was just kind of randomly exploring. Because I came across some cemetery in the middle of nowhere. They weren't really all that. I mean, as you can tell, I kind of cut through that one relatively easily.
Show me what you got.
Yeah, not the toughest things to fight. Man, they look cool. They look cool, and I love how they explode into like that bright, ghostly light. Like that is so cool. Oh well, I was hoping maybe I can get in there. What the hell was that? Ah. So they're all over running around out there. And that's another thing about this game that I love so much. And I've said it, those of you who've watched earlier videos from me on this, well, Julie P, you just took the words right out of my mouth. Because that's exactly what I was about to say. Like, the settings in this game and the way that this is all put together, like, so cool. Oh yeah, there's spoons. There's spoons everywhere. But yeah, I mean, every single set piece is designed so well. It's so cool. Like when I first started playing I'm gonna go fight these things. When I first started playing,
Raven wasn't lying. Spoons all over the place.
Yeah. When I first started playing it, it was like you were seeing the big trebuchets, and you know, like you're getting the idea of where these huge battles were. I forgot they fly right through you. But when you're getting the idea of like how massive the battles were, like the scope of the war that was taking place, like that was awesome. And then next thing you know, you turn around and you're in these creepy bogs, and there's, you know, the first time you're encountering the drowners.
Not good.
It's just every piece of design that they've gone through to put this game together. It's so impressive. Andrew's saying, is this mod in the menu? It's not standard. Yeah, it's a DLC. So it's after The Witcher 3 was out, there were two DLCs put out for it. This is what the hell is it? Blood and Wine. I'm trying to remember what the first one was called. And your Andre's Russian, so it's all right. Don't worry about having poor English. English is my native language, and sometimes I can't speak it well either. And besides, the fact that you're Russian and you can speak any English is better than me, because I can't speak any language except for maybe a tiny little bit of Spanish. Do I have time to meditate? I do. Figure I at least refill all my potions and stuff. I mean, look at that.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
But just look at that view. How creepy is that? It's so well done. Alright, so I have to find this white. Now the question is it going to force me to kill it? Or will I be able to get away with not killing it? Like if it's sentient, maybe we can just get what we need without having to kill the thing. But probably not. We'll probably have to kill it. Why spoons? It's very weird.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you.
Oh.
Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Yeah. Even the sound design is awesome. Like, especially when you focus in and use your Witcher senses.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Well written. Yeah, this isn't gonna go well.
A pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva.
Well, there's a spoon. Does it have white saliva on
White's
it?
obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred.
Right, the ambient music, the clinging, you know, the tinging of the spoons in the background. Like, man, it's just
Spoon.
so
Pretty
good.
ordinary. Maybe a little old.
There's a lot to look at.
Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
Spoons in there? Stained diary, okay. Stained diary. For a few days now, I've been having dizzy spells. I've never experienced anything like this before. If it carries on, although I can't stand witchcraft and sorcery, I'll have to visit a herbalist. The dizziness has not gone away, and worst of all, it's been joined by pain, so strong that at times I cannot see. I've been to the herbalist, a repulsive old crone looking at me like she had seen a monster. She gave me some cursed mixture that I have to drink twice a day, and it's not helping at all. Today, like every day, I looked in the mirror and I was lost for words. I usually check that I don't have any wrinkles or bags under my eyes, but today, there are no wrinkles, but I'd rather that there were. I have hair growing on my breasts. It's horrible. It's got to be because of those damned herbs. I went to the herbalist to smash her face in, but her chambers were empty. She must have known what would happen to me and legged it. My family's starting to suspect something, although I am cutting the hair back, which is growing back faster and faster. I've tried to put the idea out of my head, but I can't hold it back any longer. Maybe it wasn't the herbs that have led to this, but a curse placed upon me by an old beggar whom I had to chase off one time. I have to find out. I want to hire someone who could find the herbalist. I cannot think, and it's getting hard to write. Loneliness, no family. Eat. I want to eat. Not a good spoon. Empty spoons. Nothing. Eat. It hurts. Mirror. Lies. No. Ah! So someone wrote a scream.
Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant.
And what do we have in here? Stuff for me to loot. Look at it. Mug, spoon, spoon, spoon. If ever I needed to collect spoons, is where I go. Broken mirror.
Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe?
Wait, what was that? Oh, that's not near me. I saw the Igni sign, but that's for something not in the house. At least not where I'm at.
No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Spoon key.
Spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
Spoon key note. This certifies the item up for auction. An antique spoon key forged at the Christopherson and Sons workshop in 1210. Belongs to Smeagol Circus, owner of the Pheasantry. Are you kidding me? So you guys catch that name? That's the other thing with The Witcher, and I've noticed it more and more with the DLC, is how many little Easter eggs and references that they've been throwing in here. So, a spoon key. So we're just talking about this obsession with spoons, right? So obsessions over anything, and then we have the name. It belonged to Smeagol Circus. Smeagol being the name of the character of Gollum in The Lord of the Rings, and Andy Serkis, who played the role of Gollum / Smeagol. And of course, what was Gollum? Obsessed. Obsessed with a ring. You know, not spoons, but same idea. Alright, Julie. Take it easy. Thanks for jumping in. Always good to see people active in the chat. But thanks for popping in here. Oh, another spoon.
White's obsessed. Real collector. Thoroughbred.
Alright, we already said that. Alright, so is this the family?
Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense.
Huh.
Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him.
Well then.
Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy.
Smacked in the head with a very big spoon.
No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death.
Well, another spoon.
Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Not necessarily that romantic. Albert saying Frodo became obsessed as well. Well, he sure did. But I mean, in reference to what I saw before with, you know, Smeagol Circus. That's so funny. And earlier in the last DLC, there was a reference to Basil Fawlty. That the guy's name was, oh, no. It's this DLC. Barbara... what the hell is his first name? Was it Beauregard or Barbarous? I think it's Barbarous Basil Faulty, which cracked me up because that's from Faulty Towers. Albert saying, yeah, nice to have some others, than me in the chat, huh? Well, it's always good when it's, when we can get several people in here and chatting. It's always fun. Dear Master Lavasseur, I know you track outlaws for pay. I have an unusual assignment for you. No doubt you wonder why I have drawn you out here and why we cannot meet in person. You see, in my present situation, any kind of meeting is very risky. Not so much for me as for the person with whom I meet. For I am afflicted by a curse, or, as I hope and why I have turned to you, the side effects of medicine given to me some time ago by an herbalist. Soon after I visited this herbalist, she disappeared without a trace. I desperately wish to understand my illness, so I wish to hire you to find her. When you do, learn as much from her as you can about the medicine she gave me. If my suffering is a result of her wickedness, then make her provide an antidote. I assure you I have ample wealth and will reward you with no small part of it for your services. If it turns out my suffering is not the fault of the herbalist, please let her go. I will then have a different task for you, because this shall mean I am afflicted by a terrible curse which only the gods can cure. I believe it was cast upon me by a certain beggar who came by the manor while I was hosting a soiree for a few friends. If you can find that vagrant, I will pay you double. Sadly, all I remember of him is that he sold mirrors. Oh my God! Sadly, all I remember of him is that he sold mirrors. I am aware that this is not much aid for your hunt, yet I trust in your considerable talents and wish you the best of luck. Marlene de Trastamara. Holy crap. Albert, am I not good enough for you? I'm hurt. Albert, you know I'm always happy when you're in here. But, so, right there, this vagrant, that all she knew is that he sold mirrors. Oh, like Master Mirror? Or Gaunter O'Dim? I'm assuming that's who it is, so of course he cursed her. Really, Geralt, you're not going to make any comment about that? So in the last DLC, for those who haven't seen that, there's a character who basically was like a Crossroads demon / devil named Gaunter O'Dim, and we had to deal with that dude. Oh, what'd I miss?
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Right, I didn't miss anything else. But yeah, Gaunter O'Dim, also known as Master Mirror. Albert's gonna leave and never come back. I call that as a lie! It's like the Blair Witch basement.
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here.
Albert saying, I'm not appreciated. Why am I here? What is life? What am I? Don't know.
Another spoon.
Yep.
Just as normal as the last one.
Well, I'm sure going down there is going to be the object, but is this another
White's
special spoon?
obsessed. A real collector.
Okay.
Thoroughbred.
We don't have to say the same thing over and over.
White's not particularly tidy.
Ooh, mutagen.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
Alright. I just don't want to not click on it, because every now and then it turns into something I might need.
White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it.
Whoa, okay. Alright, so look into the cauldron. I'm gonna loot first.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Door wet. Can I get some more spoons? Oh. Alright.
Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron.
Really? So, yeah, well, I guess we kind of figured we were going to have to kill it. So, where can we hide? Oh, I'll hide in there. Hold on. Before we do that. Yeah, there's something down there. That's a lot of spoons. That is a lot of spoons.
White's been a collector for years.
Spoon, spoon, spoon.
White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred.
Key required. What, like the spoon-shaped key? Come on.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
So this is probably the Ignis symbol that I saw earlier. Alright, nothing else down here. Alright, let's go hide in that closet. I don't know why he turned around like that. Play God of War. Just buy it. No reason to wait. You're gonna buy it anyway. I will eventually. Well. Even wearing spoons all over her body. I don't know how to lift the curse, that's the only problem. Alright, take it easy, Albert. It's good seeing you popping in, dude.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. Tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Geralt, I guarantee whatever that is gonna taste like garbage.
Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, "None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror."
No spoon you have shall sate you. So, does that mean that they should not use spoons at all? Or, well, let's eat using the spoons. That's... I don't know what to do. I'm confused if it should be switching the spoons or just not using spoons at all. What do I do? I'm thinking that we're just not supposed to... Alright. Because it says no spoon. Even if we swap spoons, that means she's going to have my spoon, which will just now become the spoon she uses. So just eat straight from the bowls. Alright, let's see.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
Man, she's obsessed. Ew. Yeah, we knew it was gonna mess us up.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
Paraphernalian. What's going on? Paraphernalian saying Witcher 3 is 3 years old and still setting standards today. Hell yeah, I completely agree. This is a standard bearer as far as I'm concerned. Paraphernalian saying best game ever made. Best game ever made in my opinion.
Quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Alright, so we gotta follow its stink trail, in other words. But I mean, I played a lot of good games. I don't know if this is the best game I've ever played. I'm not saying it isn't, but it's, man, it's up there. I mean, like, the story, like, the gameplay is incredible, the story is incredible, the visuals are incredible, the sound is incredible. I mean, you know, I definitely think that there's a strong argument for saying this is, like, the best game. Paraphernalian saying, I have Witcher 3 posters signed by the developers. That's awesome. Albert, that was one ugly motherfucker. Yeah, that white was not an attractive creature. All right, so now, but it's cool too because as creepy and freakish looking as the white was, they still did an excellent job at making her look, you know, like something you have sympathy for. Ah, you're dead. Ghost dog. Oh, and a signed Yennefer poster. That's awesome. Paraphernalia saying Blood and Wine was 50 hours long. The press called it The Witcher 4. Man. I can totally believe it. Because I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of this. But once again, you know, just more proof as to how good this game is. When a DLC is so big. What, do you not see me? I think I had no idea I was there. Yeah, this is awesome. Yeah, Albert, that's why I was saying, like, I think it's fitting that she kind of reminds you of Golem because of, like I said, with the Smeagol / Golem Andy Serkis reference earlier. It makes a lot of sense. Marlene. So is she a ghost now, or is she back to being a regular person? She's a ghost. Or something.
Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
All right, take it easy, Albert.
Take you someplace safe.
Aw. She's a mess. Paraphernalia saying it took me 325 hours to complete it 100%. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. Well, you know, I was making a comment I think when I did my 60th or 61st episode of this, how I was saying like how many, you know, hours I've sunk into it just in video, just on my channel.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here.
Oh, we brought her back to our place.
Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a
Oh,
while.
no shit.
She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Albert, when is there boobs?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry.
That custom is actually real.
Down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't
Hey,
care
thanks
a
for
whit
the
the
sub.
customs. She drove the man
Paraphernalia?
off, saying she'd rather feed the
Appreciate
leftovers
that.
from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
Uh-huh.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
No, it was not simple. And welcome back. Albert saying, one thing you have to know about this channel is I am vice president. And I will be treated with great respect. Yeah, I do appreciate it. I mean, that's... And Albert can tell you, because Albert's been on here, like, we like to have a positive, fun experience when we're doing these games, you know, like... Try not to, you know, get too many people on here that are trolling or whatever. It's just... I enjoy playing games, and people like playing games, and that's what we're all about, is just enjoying this together. So, so I was going to say how Geralt was just talking about how she told him the story of her curse and how, you know, the beggar was outside with a bowl and a spoon, and that's actually connected to, and I think it's Scandinavian, but don't quote me on that. Like, I'm not 100% sure. But I know that it was old custom to do that. If not a bowl and spoon, something very similar. But I think it is bowl and spoon, or at least just a bowl, where people would wait outside, you know, not just for alms, but for food. And it was kind of like, yeah, it would be bad luck if you didn't, like, give something when you saw them, because not that they would necessarily curse you, but it was a fear of, like, what if they're not just a beggar? What if they're actually a demon in disguise or something like that? You know what I mean? Oh, and thank you for the sub, Julie. Appreciate that. And Paraphernalia saying it's all about enjoying your gaming. Yeah, 100%. Alright, so did some thinking. Let's tell them the story.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
And speaking of Barnabas Basil Faulty, well, there he is. That's our buddy right there. We're not going to do any renovating right this instant. I don't think we need to. Actually,
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
As you wish, sir. Shall we see to the house or the grounds this time?
so funny thing. When I was playing on my own. All right, good night again, Albert. When I was playing on my own, I was doing some renovations with the house, and like I decided, oh, I'll do the guest bedroom too. Like let's do the guest bedroom, and they're making a comment, you know, in like Garrett was saying, even if I don't usually expect any company, well, now we have company. Now we have someone in the house that needs that bedroom. And yeah, so Julie, you said you're from the UK, so then you would probably, I'm sure you understand the reference to Barnabas Basil Faulty. Depending on how old you are, I don't know how old you are. So if you're young, you might not get it. But there was an old series. Okay, so you get it. Yeah. So the old Faulty Towers series. It's one of my absolute favorite TV shows that were ever made. So I love John Cleese, and my God, that show was hilarious. So just seeing that was the guy's name, I was dying. It was so funny. All right, so what is left to do in the house?
Feels like by investing a bit of coin, I could make the house more functional.
I agree thoroughly, with every fiber of my being.
Oh, Paraphernalia, you're from the UK. Okay, so you guys, yeah, Albert's funny, dude. That's why Albert, that's why he's mod on here, because Albert's the man. Albert's a good dude. So I guess a bed's the only thing I gotta do now.
Thinking about buying a comfortable bed. Always wanted one.
Excellent idea. In your profession, rest is supremely important. But say the word, and I shall order you a bed from the carpenters who craft comfort for the court.
That's a hell of a bed for 1,000 crowns.
Great.
Bonus to
Order me a fine
bonus to
bed,
vitality,
please.
though. I'll take
Think
that.
I deserve one at my age.
True indeed, true indeed. I shall send a runner at once.
Albert, I'm not a good
The bed will
dude.
be in place by this time tomorrow.
Albert's a real son of a
Is there
bitch.
anything else you require, sir?
Let's do the grounds. Right, there's nothing left in the house, is there?
Feels like by investing a bit of coin, I could make the house more functional.
Let me just see if
With the
there's anything.
utmost respect, sir. The vineyard has arrived at the pinnacle
Okay.
of perfection. Any further changes could prove a regrettable step down the slope towards the brash. I firmly advise against it.
All right.
Starting to get into this whole renovating thing. There must be other things we can improve.
Provided we preserve the ground's Beauclervois stylings, and on condition that you are not considering something like digging vast holes in which to store monster carcasses or bury cursed treasure, I am very much in favor, sir.
Alright, herbs in the garden. Let's do this.
So, sometimes I have to brew a potion, but I can't find the herbs I need growing anywhere nearby.
Well, you're in luck, sir. The flower garden, once kept by Madame Nina, Monsieur Bolis's wife, seems the ideal place to cultivate herbs. In fact, it's roomy enough to plant shrubbery.
Shrubbery. Another little... I'm going to assume that's a little Monty Python reference. Since this guy's already Basil Fawlty, played by John Cleese, who was in Monty Python. So that's a little Quest for the Holy Grail reference.
Good idea, Barnabas Basil. Herbs there will save me hours of painstaking searching and harvesting.
The idea is yours, sir. I am but the humble executor of your will. I believe we shall have sown the first seeds in 2 days' time. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Starting to get into this whole renovating thing.
With the utmost respect, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye, Barnabas.
Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
There's... Now, clearly not as old as this house would be, technically, but there are homes and buildings in the city that I live in that are like colonial, like a colonial America era, and I mean they're not Bronze Age or anything like that, you know, obviously, but they're still like really old, and they're so cool to walk into. Just seeing that, you know, these old homes from like the early 1700s, late 1600s. Because the city I live in is, I live in Easton, Pennsylvania, and Easton is actually one of the oldest cities in the United States. A lot of people don't know that. But seriously, Albert, you gotta go to bed. Sony conference in 2 hours on E3. I'm trying to think what if there was any particular big deal that was supposed to be announced at Sony's conference, other than potential updates on a next-gen console like the PlayStation 5. But I was saying earlier, and I think I was just talking to myself at the time because I don't think anybody was watching, but yesterday I was so stoked to see the Fallout 76, all of that stuff popping up, all the gameplay and the announcement of it. I was so happy. Alright, good night, Albert. I'll see you probably tomorrow when I'm online. But yeah, Fallout looked so cool, man. It's gonna be an absolute blast. Now that you can play online with friends and shit, it's gonna be really cool. Who's yelling and carrying on? PS5 late 2021. Think it's gonna be that far away? Don't get me wrong, I want to get the most out of my PS4. I'm in no hurry to have to get another console. But I just really wonder if it's going to take that long, just because how fast consoles have been pumped out. I forget what this place was. What the hell was this? Home of a dog, evidently. Hello? Hello, cat.
Son is to be born under a lucky star.
Excuse me.
I don't remember who the hell he is. Well, we're gonna leave. Yeah, but I think they said Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be on PS5 and Xbox, whatever the next thing will be called, because they said it's gonna be for the next gen, which is kind of a bummer. But I mean, considering how much they're gonna be doing with Fallout 76. Sony's already stated that PS4 still has 2 years of life left in it. That's good. Because as some people can tell you, I am not someone who rushes out to get the newest tech. Mainly just because like I don't have the money to just spend on stuff. Even though I have a viewer on here that really likes to push the whole issue of me getting the PS4 Plus or whatever the hell it is.
But who am I to judge?
And always asking me if I have a 4K TV. And why don't I have a 4K TV? You know who you are. Paraphernalia saying, hype for Spider-Man, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, I mean, and, god damn it, I can't remember the, what, Days Gone? I'm looking for that, too. Looking forward to that. Get out of the way, dog. And that's the thing, like, you know, with 4K TVs and, you know, like, those are cool, but I don't need that stuff.
How much for your wool?
A lot?
Because, you know, I didn't grow up having any really expensive stuff in my house, you know, in terms of, like, TVs and all that stuff. So it's like, I have an HD TV. Good enough. I'm completely happy with what I got. Oh, I've not been here before.
The guard brings peace to our domains.
Oh, dude. Red Dead 2? Hell yeah. I've already got that reserved. I can't wait. But I mean, I grew up, like, when I was a kid, we had the Atari 2600. Like, that was my first game system. You know, so it's like I'm quite happy to have games like this when I was little and I was playing Pac-Man and Pong and, you know, stuff like that on a 2600. Well. Yeah, and PlayStation has just been great. So, I'm going to report back to Regis, as you can see, is what it's asking me to do. And Julie, you playing on Xbox One? Yeah, I wish that I wish that there was actually a way for people to get like the cross-platform gaming, but that's not really feasible. Not in a competitive market. But I'll also say I'm also not. When my TV blows up, I'll buy a 4K TV. Exactly. When what I have no longer works, yeah, then I'll upgrade to something. But I don't need it, you know. But I was gonna say, like, I also, and I've said this a million times before, like, I'm not someone who'll be like, yeah, PlayStation. Oh, you play Xbox? Xbox sucks. Or you play games on computers? Well, PC gaming sucks. Like, I hate that attitude, you know? Like, to me, it's whatever platform you play it on, PC, Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, whatever. Like, if you're having fun, that's all that matters. If you're enjoying the game, if you're enjoying your experience, that's the only thing that matters. If you're happy, then who cares? Nah, cross-platform will never happen. You're not going to make any money, you know. If you're building cross-platform, you're giving your competitors money basically by doing that. Yeah, we're all gamers. And that's the thing, like, hey, if I could afford to also have an Xbox One and get those games, there's games that are exclusive to Xbox that are cool. And even if it wasn't for me, like, if I got it for my son, like, that he could play it, but I just don't have the money for that. But certainly if I could afford it, I would love to have, I'd like to have all platforms. I would love to have a gaming rig, like a really nice PC that I could play those games on and have a ball with that. But as it is, I've got PlayStation 4 and I'm cool with that. And I'm enjoying it. All right, so I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna talk to Regis, see what happens with that, and then I'm gonna bring the stream to a close because I need to make dinner. I need to feed myself and my son that I was just referring to, and then I gotta get ready for work because unfortunately I work tonight. Blah. So let's go see what Regis has to say. At least he finally unlocked the door for us. Yeah, I mean, the console war stuff, it's so dumb. It really is. It's like, just enjoy what you have. How about everybody just focus on, like Paraphernalia just said, like, we're gamers. We enjoy video games. Like, who cares what the platform is? Enjoy the games for what they are. Nerd out, Get your geek on. Have fun. I'm 43 years old. I'm still playing video games, I love this. I'm not going to argue with somebody just because they play a different console.
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from their hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
What do you do, Paraphernalia, if you don't mind me asking?
A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
So you travel most of the world in your job. That's freaking awesome. Because there's something I wish it doesn't help. I'm scared of flying, so. Dreamcast was cool. The Dreamcast was really cool.
Send your spies after me?
My watchers. Were something to go wrong, I could then arrive quickly to help.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned the last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but, alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
So Paraphernalian says, I work in Formula 1 motor racing as a fiber optics engineer. No shit. That's badass. As a fiber optics engineer. Dangerous for who? Flying kills me so many time zones. Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm just petrified of flying. Like, I've got a really nasty fear. It's a really bad phobia. So, like, for me, that's what stops me from being able to really do a hell of a lot of traveling. Like, I get my anxiety gets so bad it feels like I'm having a heart attack. And like I go into like I absolutely flip out. And since I don't like take medication unnecessarily, it takes a lot for me to be agreeable enough to take any kind of, like a Xanax or anything like that, even if it was like a half a pill just to take the edge off. Like, I don't even like doing that, so it takes a lot for me to be able to get on an airplane or on a jet. So, and again, the bummer of that is, well, you know, can't go to Europe, I can't get anywhere. Um, Julie P, hey, thanks for chatting and thanks for watching. Definitely appreciate it. And you're not going to miss much after this anyway. I'm going to be bouncing off the stream when I'm done with this conversation with Regis. Um, Paraphernalia saying fit all the camera on cars around the track. That's awesome. It's very cool stuff.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True, but I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Doesn't sound good. Paraphernalia saying I'm 47 years old and love gaming. Then you're right along there with me. Yeah, you got a few years on me. Like I said, I'm 43. Yeah, that's the thing. I think like our people in our age bracket, we've our entire lives we've had so many steps of gaming. Like I said, I started off with the Atari 2600, and we've seen the evolution of video games take place to the point that it's at now. And I think, like, for us, like, not being kids, like, we don't get into this whole game console war nonsense because, like, hey, this isn't Pong anymore. It's not Pac-Man. It's not, Combat. These games are just incredible. And, yeah, saying, yes, I'm getting old as shit. Yeah, well, I just played I just started a new band, and we just did our first show on Sunday, and we're being asked to play again next Tuesday, and I'm already like, oh my God. Like, I got through the show yesterday, and I was exhausted, and I'm like, all right, well, here we go. Then, it's another, it's another bunch of shows that'll be coming up, and I'll be screaming and yelling on stage again at my age, but I love it, so it's not something I'm ever going to give up. Just like gaming, I don't care what anybody says. Like, I don't care how old I am. I'm still going to keep playing. And yeah, people with loading times, like, I don't care. The only time I care about loading times is if I'm like, if I'm live streaming and, you're looking at a blank screen and I'm like, okay, let's get on with this because, it's boring for people to watch and nothing happening. So speaking of nothing happening, let's get on with this conversation here.
Tesha Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber.
Yeah, they really don't know how
Long
lucky
ago,
they are.
Shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Teshem Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage, sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Damn. Ha! The Commodore 64 games, like cassette tape. Yeah, no kidding. Those were ridiculous. Absolutely freaking ridiculous.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesham Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I have no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Teshem Mutna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
Oh, Regis. Yeah, I mean, I remember a friend of mine got a PlayStation first, and I remember playing the early games on that. I remember when the first Resident Evil came out, we were trying to play that. Like, thinking at the time, like, oh, this is the most amazing graphics ever. Holy cow, look at all that. And now it's like, you look at it and you go, wow, I don't know how I was able to play that. It's so bad. Like the way, the controls were. You had to press left or right and then push up in order to turn and move.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
Alright, Regis, like, let's get you locked away. The Sega Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, oh yeah, all of them. We had my brother and I, between the two of us, we had all the Nintendos. Like every new Nintendo system that came out, we had all of them. And here's something else, like at that time, with the Nintendo and Super Nintendo and all, like, for the most part, like, if you were gonna play a game, like, you were sitting down and you had to sit down and play the whole game through. Like, you had to beat it in one sitting. And there weren't codes for everything, I mean, yeah, you had some stuff like Legend of Zelda and whatnot that you could save the game in console, or eventually, like, little, when they eventually started making games with, codes you can enter. But for the most part, like, so many of them, it was like, no, you plug in and especially the platformers and stuff like Life Force and the original Super Mario Brothers, you played it from beginning to end. And it cracks me up because, like, so many kids now don't have the patience to do that. Like, I can't sit there and stay focused on a game for, an hour and a half to try to beat it. Like, we did it all the time. Or, worse yet, like, a lot of kids, don't have the patience to repeat a level over and over and over again, because the only way to get past it is to eventually figure out the patterns of the enemies and the way that the map works. Right? I mean, I remember a friend of mine, he would play Nintendo up until bedtime, pause it, turn the TV off but leave the Nintendo on, get up in the morning, play again, have breakfast, pause it, go to school, come home from school and continue to play the game, and pray that his sister didn't, like, turn it off.
You lead.
So crazy.
Scurvers. Must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger.
What are scurvers?
Beyond this wall lies...
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about
Yeah,
to
dedicated
show him
indeed.
something new.
Like when you were playing games like Master Blaster, you couldn't just walk away from it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our realm to this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Human husbandry and care? This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
That's crazy. Human husbandry. Literally keeping husbands. Jeez. I mean, husbands. Keeping humans as cattle, basically. I have to look at that in a moment. I'm overloaded. Yeah. I do need to get out of here. Because I can already see this is going to drag on for a while. But yeah, good meeting you. Thanks for popping on. Thanks for the sub. And for anybody else who's watching right now or will watch sometime in the future, thank you all for watching. I hope you're enjoying the game as much as I am. Again, I've said it 1,000 times. This game is incredible. It freaking rules. So, I think I will be back on again sometime tomorrow, though I'm not exactly sure what time. I know I got a lot going on. But, in order to know when I'm on, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, hit that notification button, do all the YouTube stuff. Come on, guys. We all know how YouTube works. So, do what you gotta do. And until the next one, peace.